When you're pitching your business plan, it's telling a story. You're not hard selling. You're not trying to convince them that you have everything know-all. You're trying to tell them a story that engages the audience, where they believe that you've recognized a real opportunity in the market of pain, that you have the right solution, and that you are the right people to execute the business plan. And that story is the best way to get investors engaged, instead of trying to think it's a hard sell or trying to provide too much detail that really isn't part of the overall big picture story. So what's required to nail it? Well, one of the first things is really know who you're talking to. If you're talking to investors, what type of experience have they had investments? What are their past investments? It's a VC, you can look on their website and see their portfolio companies, what schools they went to. If it's angel group, try to dig into it. Try to figure out what type of investments they've done, maybe even what type of questions. But this is important to know because it's going to be a different style of who you're talking to. If you're in a speed pitch competition, you're really doing a mass style that has to be delivered differently than when I'm doing an angel group that's giving me a half an hour to really describe it. I'm going to have more details. I'm going to focus on the things that matter to them. Know your content, know your numbers and the detail behind it. You can't say, I know this part of the deck and my co-founder knows this part. It's just not acceptable. I expect every co-founder and everyone I know expects every co-founder to be able to look at the financial model and tell me the numbers behind it. And should be able to pull them out when they're pitching it. Now, I'm not expecting every micro detail of how much you expect to spend on marketing, but I do want to know, what's some of your major assumptions of your market size? What are your conversion rates? Key things that are really going to identify your growth, your traction. So very important. Prepare multiple versions. You're going to have not just different target audiences, you're going to have different times you're going to have to be with. Some people are going to give you 10 minutes, you're going to have a 5-minute fast pitch. You're even going to have an elevator pitch. Now, you always have to have an elevator pitch, and your elevator pitch should mimic your business pitch plan deck, right? That's the same, one and the same story. It's just a different amount of time and details you give in each one for it. So make sure you've prepared those out and you're ready. Even if a VC, you're pitching them and they say they've given you an hour, make sure you've prepared and planned to do one in 15 minutes and a half an hour. So because you may get in there, they'll show up late. By the time everyone's in the room and ready to talk, it's 3:20 and it was supposed to be a 3 o'clock meeting. You've now got 20 minutes because you really want to give them 20 minutes to ask questions. You don't want to end with your pitch ending and have no time for Q&A. So have a lot of flexibility prepared for that. The goal of any pitch is to get to the next meeting, not to get funded. This goes back to tell a story, not try to hard sell. I don't know anyone that's done a pitch and had the VC on the edge of the table going, all right, we're going to write you a check. Their next thing is, I'm interested, let's get together in a few days, bring your financial model, bring your product, bring your team, whatever it is to get into the due diligence. And this is even individual investors. Normally there's follow-on meetings. That's your goal. But what's the most important part about nailing your pitch? Practice, practice, practice. I can't emphasize that enough. And maybe you're a natural speaker and you're great at impromptu extemporaneous speaking. That's fine. I am too. And I really hate practicing. But the pitch is just so important, and you can go off on tangents so quickly based on questions and the audience that you really need to know your content just down. So regardless of what happens during the pitching process, you're on story and you continue to tell your story and nail that pitch.